Guys, welcome to 5-Star Bettas. My name is Jay. Today we're going to be talking about how to create your own line of Endlers or Guppies. Anybody can do this. Let's get to it. All right, so the first thing when it comes to trying to line breed any fish, you want to get a nice big tank. Like right here, the 40-gallon. You can do this in a 10 or a 20-gallon. The bigger the tank, the more likely you're going to have more fry survive. The smaller tank, you're more likely to get fry eaten, unless you do have another separate tank to pull everything out of. I personally prefer to leave everything in the same tank and then go from there. So you're going to want to start off with a nice sized tank, and I want to pick out some plants. I like to have some side plants for the babies to hide behind. I do a lot of jungle val. I got a mound of wood in the back here, and I also leave a good chunk of floaters on top. This tank usually fills up, and then I end up ripping it about quarter to halfway back if I'm going to do any video or just to get some light down here. They do have some variegated Nubius. I want them to get some light along with the regular Nubius. I don't want to kill them off because I like them. And the first thing when it comes to line breeding is picking out a specific line of fish that you like. All right, guys. So what I've done now is I pulled out some of the meals that I have produced so far out of this line I'm trying to work on. I'm going to show you the variations between them and what I'm going to be going for in the future. So originally, sorry, I'll highlight this meal right here. This is something I originally started with. It was like a yellow cobra Endler. There's another one. It had like a lot of fine spots like this. You know what I mean? Pretty fish. This one's still coloring up, so we'll get more yellow to it. That's originally the line I started with. And what I ended up doing is I got another one a little bit more red and bigger spotted. So I kind of crossed them together. So now we're getting stuff more like that guy right back there, as you guys can see. Now this guy's got more bigger blotches because that's what I'm wanting to go for. More of a chunkier pattern. Got the yellow still, but I want to get rid of that yellow and I want to go more red in the pattern. Let me show you this. So this guy right here, kind of more of what I'm going for. We got like the half red tail, yellow body, big blotches. Now I do have another big male in here that's been growing out. It's got a long flame looking tail, which I like a lot more. So I'm going to definitely be trying to go more for that look too. But yeah, that's pretty much what I'm going for. And you guys can do this with any type of Endlers and Guppies. You can cross them both. You can find two that you like that are completely opposite and design your own from there. Or you can simply just find a batch of one particular type and with a variety, and you just pick that variety and you can just work with it. That's pretty much what I did on this. Was just found some that are a little bit different, and I just kept breeding them back. Encourage more of that development of that feature I'm trying to go for. I like this guy. He's got those big blotchy spots, nice yellows coming in. But that's not really what I'm going for. I love this guy so far. He's got that red. He's got a little bit of bluish purple to him. Got some yellow, and he's still growing, so he's definitely going to get a lot more color. Another thing, when you do start to do line breeding or anything like that, you will get random pop-ups. Like this guy has a complete curveball. Looks nothing like him, but he currently popped up. There's another one down there that looks just like him. And he's got to go too. If you want to keep a line strong and keep developing your line and get rid of this, you just got to keep breeding them back and forth. Keep freshening up that bloodline. Or else you're going to keep getting more of these if you leave them in there. And that's not what we want to go for, because it's not an ugly fish, but it's just not what I want to create. Now that you guys know what kind of features I'm trying to go for with this line I'm making right here, I'm going to keep this guy right there, the red. He'll be kept back. I'm going to keep that one with the red, because I like that. And then these yellow ones, I do like this guy a lot right there, that big blotchy yellow. So I might keep him in there just to kind of try to keep that full pattern going along. But like this one, that red guy right there, he's going to be going back into a different tank. Then the other solid yellow ones, they're going to get pulled and they go into a different tank. The whole key with when you do line breeding is you need to make sure you are pulling the fish that you do not want to line breed. If you don't pull those fish, you will keep contaminating your line and it will start to get really out of whack and start to get really funky with it. If that's what you want to do, that's perfectly fine. But if you do want to have a line, you got to be on top of it. Now, what I'm going to do is I'll leave it in there for 4 or 5 generations. Then I'm going to go through and I'm going to pick out the best of the best. Probably the best 3 or 4 males and the best 3 or 4 females. and I'll discard the rest of the fish, sell them off, and then I'll work on that line again and see how much more I can bring it up to my design. Now, when you design a line of guppies or endlers, it's not going to be an overnight thing, but definitely can be a lot quicker than a lot of other cichlids or large live bears, depending on what you're trying to go for. Because you could grow out guppies in a matter of, what, 6 months, have them breeding. Other fish take you a year. You can even get guppies breeding in 3 months for the males. But yeah, so it just comes down to turnover rate. So you can definitely have your own line within a year. If you want to have a really strong line, it can definitely take you a couple of years to do. But yeah, like I said, guys, any of you guys can create your own line. It's not hard at all. Like I said, you just got to pick a couple fish that you guys like, color-wise. You can go for colors, you go for fin, you can go for shape. There's so many different options when it comes to picking and designing your own line. There's no real judgment. It's your line. It's whatever you like. Don't do stuff that other people like unless that's what you enjoy. If that's not what you enjoy, don't bother working on a line because it's going to be a long-term project. If you're going to be in it for the long haul, you might as well enjoy what you're doing. If you don't enjoy it, don't bother with it. That's my opinion personally. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much going to wrap up how I line breed my guppies and endlers. Like I said, it's not really hard. Breeding guppies and endlers, you just put them together and they'll breed. You know, temperature in this tank's about 75, pH is right around 7.0, TDS is right around 250. I don't really do anything crazy. It's just regular tap water. They get 40-50% water changes once every week or two. I feed them predominantly Daphnia, frozen brine, baby brine hatching, and I'll do flakes when I'm running low on the baby brine for the little babies. But for the most part, pretty easy to feed, pretty easy to breed, pretty easy to maintain and take care of. Just don't overthink it. But yeah, guys, that's going to wrap up today's video. Thanks for watching. Have a great one.